Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing good. So with me here is another ultra basic feature phone. This costs roughly about USD $23. It's pretty cheap and pretty basic and straightforward. So this is the Nokia 105 2023 edition. This is a 2G device. Do take note there is a 4G version which I will be covering later. Now as you can see, it is a simple packaging. It comes in 3 colors. This is the black color here. It also comes in a cyan and a terracotta red color. Now some of the specifications written here are the FM radio, 1000 mAh battery, a 1.8 inch LCD display. It has an LED flash, charges via micro USB, and it can store up to 2000 contacts and 500 text messages. So pretty much this is a dual SIM device. So some of the specifications are quite important because there are some limitation in terms of its hardware, and this is basically because of what this devices is meant to do and the target audience. So we're going to do a simple unboxing here and see what the Nokia 105 2023 2G edition can offer. So as you can see, this is the terracotta red unit with me. So I'm going to put this aside and see what the packaging has. So pretty standard, pretty basic packaging. So it has a 1000 mAh battery. I'm going to share this in a while. Probably this is a micro USB cable. So that and a couple of pamphlets here, probably user guide and certain information on the warranty. So I'm going to put this all aside and focus on our main star here, the Nokia 105 2023 2G edition. As you can see, this is a beautiful terracotta red. This I believe is one of the colors that I don't have in my collection. So the Nokia 105 2023 edition, this is how it looks like. It has a dual tone approach in terms of the frame as well as its cover. So the frame is black matte in appearance, and this cover is the beautiful terracotta red, which I find to be really fresh in terms of their choice of color offering. So pretty much this is how it is. So we're just going to pop the back and see if it has anything interesting. So as it can be seen right here, this is a dual SIM device and it takes the standard SIM card. So if you're coming from a nano SIM card, you probably need an adapter for this, but this is a dual SIM device, and as you can see, there is no slot to expand the memory. So this is why the earlier information is very important. It can store up to 2000 contacts or up to 500 text messages. So that is the limit of the device. Now this is important for those of you who might want to use this as a basic phone. Do take note, as I mentioned earlier, this is as basic a feature phone can be. It is a no-nonsense basic phone because it just emphasizes on text and calls, and pretty much that's it. So as you can see, this is a 1000 mAh battery. Now Nokia says that the battery here is 25% larger than the previous version of the Nokia 105, and the battery is rated to give you up to 12 hours of talk time or up to 22 days of standby time, which is pretty impressive. So 1000 mAh battery, as you can see. So I'm just going to pop the battery in, and that's about it. Now I'm going to just boot the device. So it takes a long press to actually boot the device up. Let me snap back the cover in. So there we go, Nokia logo booting up. Now, so this is the Nokia 105 2023. This is the 2G version. With me is the terracotta red color, and as you can see, this is a dual tone approach to a device like this, and it has this black matte finishing which runs along the frame of the body, which separates the front and the back cover. So this cover is, if you look carefully, has ridges over the back. So this is the nano texture on a polycarbonate body. So the device really feels comfortable. It is more grippy than having one without the texture. So it really feels satisfactory. Now do take note, as always, HMD Global and Nokia prioritize quality and durability. So this device has an IP52 rating for splash and dust resistance. So really good move for an ultra cheap budget device like the Nokia 105 that I have here. Now, as you can see on the top, there's an LED flash, which will come in handy in certain situations, a micro USB 1.1 for charging purposes, and a 3.5mm head jack to connect to your headset. Now, pretty much the right and the left of the device is clean, and there is a slot at the lower corner on the right hand side of the device. This is how you pry open the back cover to access your battery compartment as well as your SIM component. So Having said that, this device is pretty solidly built and it is combined with a soft and rubberized keypad on the front. So I really like the keypad here. They are large and individualized keypad and they are raised. It really gives you a good satisfactory tactile feedback, especially if you're using it day in and day out to text messages. So I really like how the keypad is designed to be soft and rubbery, whereas the back is more firm and durable. So really like the approach here. Now, this is a 1.8-inch LCD display with 65,000 colors. All these informations are going to come in handy when we compare the Nokia 105 2G with the 4G version, which I will be doing in my next video. So for this video, we'll just be taking a look into the Nokia 105 2G version in detail. So as you can see here, this runs on S30 platform, which I feel is one of the more customizable operating system that HMD has used in their feature phone segments. And depending on the price segment, you get to add or you get to experience more features. So this is as basic as it can be. It's more straightforward. This is built for the no-nonsense approach, where the phones are strictly for calls and text purposes. You don't get to experience any browser or whatnot. There's not even Bluetooth here for that matter. And as you can see, pretty straightforward menu options here. Now, the calls are straightforward. You don't have the options for call recording here. And in terms of contacts, as I've said earlier, this can store up to 2000 contacts. Do take note that the memory is not expandable. So this is why the number 2000 contacts here is really important, because you can't store more than that. So you can store according to the names, but you cannot group them into your workmate or your friends or things like that you have come across in different feature phones made by HMD Global. But you do have the option to actually assign individual ringtone for each context that you want. So that is a pretty good move there. But other than that, other than assigning a specific key to a specific contact under the family dialing, pretty much you can't group your contacts. Now, alarms, you can set multiple alarms. So this is going to become in handy. So as you can see, you have up to 5 different alarms that you can set, and each alarms can be set to either to ring once or to ring on certain days or to ring every day. So this is pretty much straightforward. When it comes to the flashlight, the ever ready flashlight is on the top, will come in handy in certain situation. And when we move on to the messages, as I've mentioned earlier, 500 text messages, nothing more and nothing less. So pretty much straightforward, but do take note that it supports the predictive input. So this is going to be really handy for single-handed typing user experience. So it's been a while since I've typed, but as you can see, muscle memory still works. You can type it easily and comfortably. The feedback that you get is really good. Now I'm going to go to calculators. Pretty much straightforward. Most of the important things are in the center keypad here. So you can do all sorts of interaction for your calculator through the center keypad directly. Now let's move on to the calendar. So this is how the calendar layout looks. It doesn't sync. If you're wondering, it doesn't sync. This is a local calendar for local storage purposes. You can have multiple entries or reminders set in each date. So the dates which have reminders will be colored compared to the days without any reminders, as you can see here. So I've got reminders set on the 1st and the 16th. So this is how it looks like. And for the Chinese variant, you do have a lunar calendar, but that will require a Chinese language for that. Now, for those of you who want to kill the time, you have the snake game, as it is available in almost all Nokia devices these days, especially in the feature phone segment. So pretty basic, but will help you to kill some time if you need. Now, calculator, calendar, and the last one here is settings. So tone settings, let's see how loud this device can be. So this is just a single microphone, single speaker device with a single microphone, but the loudspeaker here is pretty loud, I would say pretty good enough for a device that costs about USD 22 to about $23. So you can change the wallpaper, you can change the intensity of the backlight, as you can see here, all the way to the maximum and all the way to the least intense backlight. So good option there. You have your standby screen, on. You can set out when your timeout is. So this is timeout at 1 hour. You can set the time screensaver here. Now let's go to notifications. You can switch it on or switch it off. Profiles, this for those of you who are familiar with Nokia Symbian devices, pretty much the same here. You can change to different profiles to suit your different purposes. And pretty much call settings, you don't have much option. Do take note, if you're wondering, no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, and this is pretty much a very standard basic phone. In fact, one of the most basic phone. So this is a look into the devices. I just want to share a bit on the radio here. So of course you can insert the headset for better coverage, but this is a wired or wireless FM, so it supports both, and pretty much the wireless should work in an area which is not really crowded with walls or huge buildings around. So this is me playing a radio station, local radio station here without any wired connection, and it's pretty much loud and clear. So you got to experience a wireless FM radio here, but if at all you need, you can just use a 3.5mm head jack to connect to your headphone to give you a much better output. So this is pretty much how the Nokia 105 2G version is for the 2023 edition. Pretty much the no-nonsense phone, I would say. Straightforward, highly durable, quality battery, and you get to experience the most basic device from HMD Global. Now I'm going to make a separate video where I'll be comparing the Nokia 105 2G with the 4G version to understand more. Practically they look the same, but there are some minute differences here and there, aside from the 4G connectivity. So that's going to be on a separate video. So if you want to see contents like that, do stay subscribed to my channel, and I hope to see you in the next one. Do take care.